Look at that giant volcano! I'm gonna try it.
Good?
Totally not what I expected.
Can't believe this. Spot sloth trying to cross the road.
Ecuador. After traveling to over 50 countries, this might be the one that surprised us the most. Like us, you probably only know it as the home of the Galapagos Islands, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's cloud forests, volcanoes, vibrant indigenous culture, and finger-licking good food. Oh my god! In this video, join us for an epic 2-week road trip across Ecuador as we explore the best of the Andes Mountains. From the high-altitude capital of Quito to horseback riding in remote national parks. From incredible wildlife to attempting to drive our van up a 15,000-foot active volcano, this is Ecuador.
I just really did not expect this.
So after a few months in Colombia, we just crossed the border into the north of Ecuador. I think this is gonna be one of those hidden gems, and as we're spending a year driving across South America in our camper van, we just could not miss out on this country. And right off the bat, the views here are breathtaking. For such a small country, the landscapes are so incredibly vast. After a few hours driving, we reached our first stop, Otavalo. This small, unassuming mountain town sits at an elevation of 2,500 meters or 8,300 feet. The biggest draw here is the Otavalo Market, which is the largest outdoor market in all of South America. Ecuador is home to many indigenous communities who come to the market to sell their goods. You can buy everything here, from fruits and vegetables to alpacas and other livestock. It's not touristy at all. Like, this is local. This is the food section. I just love looking around at all the stuff that they sell. Lots of kinds of beans, it seems. I've never seen so many beans in my life. Wandering through the bustling streets of Otavalo Market with vibrant colors, haggling people, and alpacas all around, we're getting our first glimpse into the heart of Ecuadorian culture. After a few months of mainly beaches and jungle in Colombia, Ecuador is looking fascinating. Well, I'm gonna have zero trouble finding Naik in this market because he is just so tall by Ecuadorian standards. And now for our favorite part of any market. We just walked by this little stall. There was a lady cooking up all sorts of goodness. She had a little bit of everything, and we just ordered one with everything. We have this really well braised meat that was sizzling in butter, and these bananas. These must be the best bananas in the world because she actually cooks these in the same pan that she cooks the meat in, so that's gonna be really good. There's corn in here, there's like a tomato salsa thingy. Oh my god, potatoes. And I have a small little bite. Oh my god. $1.50, can you believe it? First of many, many meals to come in Ecuador.
Cheers!
Every part of this market kind of has its own specialization. We're now entering the part that has like handicrafts and clothes. Usually in markets this big, the souvenirs are kind of like a little crappy. But this market, I mean, look at these dream catchers, just incredible. I think we're gonna get one here for the van. This one? Perfect size. At the heart of the Otavalo Market, you will find Plaza de los Ponchos. There are dozens of shops on this square alone that sell, you guessed it, ponchos. Up here in the highlands, these are not just tourist souvenirs. People wear ponchos to protect themselves against the extreme mountain weather.
I think this place probably has the highest density of ponchos in the world.
I actually like this one on you.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks kind of nice.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.
Now you look like a true Ecuadorian.
That is impressive. Alright, it's time to get on the road for the next 10 days. We're going to be exploring Ecuador. I did some research and I'm super excited what I found. Waterfalls, volcanoes, alpacas, cloud forests, colonial towns. But first, today is an exciting day actually because we're gonna cross the equator. If you didn't know, Ecuador is named after the equator, Ecuador, I was quite aware of this, but somebody else in this travel party was not. Time to get from the northern to the southern hemisphere. Are you ready? Because it's gonna be upside down.
Today, on our way to the equator, we're going to be driving through some stunning landscapes and trying some more local foods. Ecuador was about to blow us away.
Wow, first volcano of Ecuador, first of many, just right out of the city. It's a beautiful volcanic lake.
The scenery in Ecuador really surprised us. It's a small country, but it comes with big views, even if you're just driving along a random highway. We're seeing all these signs along the road that say bizcochos, bizcochos. We have no more bizcochos. We have no idea what it is. So apparently this is the typical breakfast for this part of Ecuador. Chocolate milk, hot chocolate milk,
Chocolate milk.
biscotto,
Bizcochos.
bizcocho, and wait for it, a bar of queso, cheese.
Need to eat this with this
Yes.
and dip it in the chocolate.
I'm not sure if you should dip it. I think you should dip it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
Gonna do it. That's good.
Now you're gonna dip the cheese in it?
Not on camera.
Now, time for the place where you can stand in both the northern and southern hemispheres at the same time. The Equator Line, located 45 minutes north of the capital of Quito, Mitad del Mundo is considered the middle of the world. Welcome to Mitad del Mundo, or the middle of the earth. This is officially where the Equator Line runs through Ecuador. Right now, I'm in the northern hemisphere, and if I cross this line, we're in the southern hemisphere.
across the equator.
If you've been following our journey, you'll know why this is so exciting. 2 years ago, we embarked on the longest road trip in the world, driving from Alaska in North America all the way down to Argentina in South America. Reaching the equator is a huge milestone for us on this incredible adventure.
The little bit ironic thing though is that this is not exactly the equator line. When they built this place, they didn't have the technology to measure it like super precisely, and they were off by about 200 meters or 200 yards. So it's actually a little bit that way.
Which is kind of funny if you make a fuss about it.
But we're gonna be driving across the real one as well. So here's the equator line, the official, the real one, not the fake one. 3, 2, 1. We are on the southern hemisphere. I feel a little bit like upside down now.
The next morning, we arrived in the cloud forest in Mindo. This place is magical, and today we're gonna show you why. Get ready to fly through the mountains, explore waterfall trails, and spot some really cool wildlife, which is what we're starting with this morning. So we've come to this bird watching kind of platform. They have this whole garden that they made here, and every morning they plant bananas and a bunch of fruit, and it attracts so many different beautiful colorful bird species. The Mindo Valley is supposed to be really good for bird watching because it has the cloud forest, the moistness I guess which the birds like, and tons of dense vegetation. A toucan?
Yeah, the toucan, small one, the green one. See the bromeliad.
Yeah.
And then on the right, ¿no se la hace así con acá? Sí, vale. Pero voy a bajar.
That's such a cool bird. That's the toucan?
Yeah, it's a toucan.
It looks so different from a traditional toucan.
That's toucanet. This more toucanet.
Wow.
Like we're in a Disney movie. I swear. This place also has a hummingbird viewing platform where you can get up close with over a dozen different species of hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are incredibly small, some weighing less than a penny, but don't let their size fool you, they are powerful and fast. Their wings beat up to 80 times per second, allowing them to hover in place and even fly backwards, something that no other bird can do. We're doing a little experiment here. Sugar water. Come to me. I am one giant flower. I didn't fully realize just how tiny and light and beautiful these hummingbirds were until this one sat on my hand. I could barely feel his weight as he touched down, just the tiny nails on his feet. It's so cool when the hummingbirds decide to trust you and come close for a sip of that sweet water. Because they use so much energy flapping their little wings, these little guys can drink up to 14 times their body weight in sugar water every day. Ecuador is already so special and we're just getting started.
I could stay here all day, like literally I could stay here all day. Kim has to drag me away. But now we're gonna go do something really special. We're gonna get a cool viewing point of Mindo and all that stuff. So let's hop in the van, let's go.
We forgot to take off our mosquito netting this morning, apparently. Let's see if that still holds.
Vroom, vroom.
Now we're gonna switch up the pace, from pure magic to a little more adventure. Because the cloud forest is really mountainous, the terrain isn't always very suited for our van. So we're switching to mountain transportation. Because it's so hilly up here in the cloud forest and the roads sometimes are meh, this is the easiest way to get around. We're gonna go all the way up there and then we're hopefully gonna be able to go to a waterfall and a bunch of other cool places. I have to admit, Ecuador is already surpassing my expectations. Like, I had no idea it would be like this. In the beginning of this year, there have been a number of very violent incidents involving gangs in Ecuador, and the country even declared a state of emergency for a while. Because of that, right now, tourism is still kind of slow.
All the edges of the leaves on this tree have turned purple.
It's kind of like nail polish for trees. But there are still a lot of Ecuadorians exploring their own backyard, it seems. Right after I said that there is almost nobody else here, just like boatloads of people come out of nowhere. But to get to the waterfall, now we have to take the Tarabita, which is actually something really cool. They have a very special kind of engine system. As they were in truck? Una camioneta, wow! To power this lift, the driver literally pushes the pedals on this as you would to drive a normal car. Because, well, they got this from a normal car. They've even installed the exhaust so it goes outside.
That was more of an adrenaline rush than the previous thing.
As soon as we got off the Tarbita, the crowds dispersed and we were alone again. Up in the cloud forest, the air is always wet, which makes for some truly wild scenery. The mist wraps around everything, and as you walk the trails, you can hear that there are rivers and waterfalls all around you. It's starting to rain a little bit. This is the cloud forest, and pretty much every afternoon it rains. But I think you might have a little, I think it might stop. What's amazing is that this magical place is super close to Quito, the capital of Ecuador, that we're going to next.
Trail converges with the waterfall.
It's just about 50 kilometers away as the crow flies, but this forest feels like another world. It did not stop. Around noon, we got back to the city center of Mindo, where we found a lunch spot that was packed with locals.
Can you believe that this place offers a set menu with an appetizer, a soup, and a main course for $3?
Don't forget the juice.
And you get a free juice as well. And this actually looks...
Wow. Here you go. Gracias.
This is a queso soup and it smells so cheesy. It actually looks really, really good. It is really, really good. Wow. I don't understand how they can make a 2-course lunch for $3. No wonder this is the only place in town where there's a lot of people, even though right now it's 2 p.m. It's after lunchtime. Ecuador is actually really cheap in general so far. Like that lunch was $6 for the 2 of us, and everything we did this morning was just $13 per person for like the chairlift, the little yellow wagon of death, and the waterfall trail. I mean, value for money here. This spot to park up for the night right next to the Robbie Hostel here, $6 as well.
Hey, we still have our mosquito net.
The next day, we arrived in Quito, the capital of Ecuador. Nestled high in the Andes Mountains, Quito sits at an elevation of 2,850 meters or 9,350 feet, making it one of the highest capital cities in the world. With a population of around 2.8 million people, Quito is a vibrant city with a rich history. We expected it to be kind of similar to Otavalo, but it's very different. Quito really is a blend between the old and the new, and the architecture in particular is a lot more grand than in Otavalo. The historic center, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is full of stunning colonial buildings, charming plazas, and dramatic churches. This one must have been built at a time when gold prices were really low.
Look at this. This is just incredible. Have you ever seen something like this?
Our plan for today is to see the main sites in Quito and to try as much local food as we can.
They're selling some snacks here, and I'm a sucker for snacks, can't pass up on them. This is a pastry with chicken, and she said it's also sweet, so I was like, I'll try it. Okay. It does taste like chicken. Structure's a bit like a porridge, and there's raisin on the inside, egg, but it tastes sweet. Weird. $50. I just really did not expect this, but Quito is so beautiful. For a major South American city, like usually like they're like a little bit more rough around the edges, and this one, like the buildings are so beautiful. You got all these colors here.
And the mountain setting, the vibe is really nice. Today is a weekday, but there's just so many people out and about.
I think this is probably quickly becoming one of my favorite cities in the world, actually.
No problema, ningún problema. ¿Todo bien?
No, todo bien.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidos.
Gracias.
¿Puedo tomar una foto?
¿Ya? ¿Una foto?
Okay, gracias.
The most famous export product of Ecuador is actually cacao. So we have come to República del Cacao, and Naik has ordered, Naik placed the order. This isn't even my fault, but how good does this look?
If you don't want it, I can take it back.
Cacao is such a massive part of the culture here in Ecuador that about 5% of the rural population countrywide is active in the production of cacao. And it's actually the Spanish who spread cacao from Ecuador to like Europe and everywhere in the 16th century through a traditional chocolate drink that they call chocolatl, which is chocolate, a chocolate drink. So thank God for Ecuadorians, or we would never have any of this goodness. There's other countries in South America like Peru and stuff that has good cacao, but this is supposed to be really good.
This is 56% chocolate.
Wait. Oh my god. That's better than Belgian chocolate. There, I said it.
I can't believe those kind of claims, Kim.
It's a chocolate mousse on top of a drink.
Oh my god. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna do some unspeakable things to this little pastry. This behind me is the Basilica of Quito, and you can't just visit inside the Basilica. There's something really cool you can do here, and it's a good way to work off all those calories from the chocolate as well.
The Basilica del Voto Nacional is the largest neo-Gothic church in South America.
Are you ready for this?
No.
According to local legend, the world will end if construction of the basilica is ever officially completed.
I'm not sure if it's the altitude or the chocolate, but this is a workout. thought we were there. I thought that was it.
3 more again. We're heading up the spire around here. We're up in the clock tower now. This was definitely not Nike sized. Uh-oh.
Wow, so beautiful up here. You can even see the newer part of town over there with the skyscrapers and stuff. If you're like most people, Ecuador probably isn't on your bucket list, but I think it really should be. Like, so far, really, really pleasantly surprised.
Alright, I think this is my favorite church in the whole world. Why? Because there's a bar on top of this church. I've never seen this anywhere else. I've grabbed a limonado de cacao, but you can even get beers and liquor here and everything. It doesn't taste like chocolate or cacao at all, but it tastes like the cacao fruits. If you haven't had that, it's really nice and sweet, almost like lychee meets mango or something. Out there in the distance, normally when it's not cloudy, you can see a bunch of volcanoes. The most famous one is right over there, the Cotopaxi volcano, which is an active volcano, and it's so high that there's even snow on top and you can get to the snowy parts, which is really, really cool. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. But first, got some more exploring to do and feeling a little bit peckish.
In Quito, when you're hungry, the best place to have some great food is the Mercado Central or Central Market.
Cuatro manzanas? Sí, cuatro.
So normally when you come to one of these markets, they all have these little sections. One section for meat, one section for vegetables, one section for random other items. But here it's all kind of mixed together. Every shop sells something different. The great thing about these markets is that they have dozens of food stalls, small little restaurants with street food, just in one straight line around this food court area. And I have a soup. I didn't know what it was exactly. I know it says pork broth and then something with potato. I can definitely make out a potato right here. She put all sorts of fancy toppings on there, so I'm gonna try it. Totally not what I expected. Oh my god.
Good?
Like this green stuff, like herbs, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of it in here and it's really, really good. Oh, I think that's tripe. I think this is sausage and that's tripe. But hey, roll with the punches, I always say.
Oh wow. Qué rico.
Gracias.
Got a traditional Ecuadorian dish with some sausage, avocado, egg, some beef stew. Ah, potato fritter, okay. Let's try a potato fritter, maybe some meat.
European soccer on the background here.
We had some time to spare before we were going to watch the sunset, so we decided to buy some more Ecuadorian chocolate. We went to this artisanal family-run shop where they sell all sorts of chocolate and let you taste every possible sample, including chocolate with chilies.
¿Es muy picante?
Si es que no está acostumbrado, sí le pica.
Quite spicy.
This is seed of cacao roasted, okay? Cacao from Ecuador. This is #1 cacao of the world. Ecuador, point original of cacao plant for the rest country of the world.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Chocolate master.
Oh my god.
In this moment, you prepare chocolate traditionality.
And then that goes in here.
This machine, your name is conchadora or refinador for the transformate chocolate liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
After sampling and buying our weight's worth of chocolate, we drove our van up to a campsite with a great view of the city of Quito for sunset. Because the clouds had cleared, we could even see Ecuador's most famous volcano in the background, Cotopaxi.
Good morning. It's coffee. It is cold up here. It's more than 3,000 meters, more than 9,000 feet. Over there, behind that dense fog, is a volcano we're gonna try and check out. Hopefully there's no fog there.
I also bought a poncho yesterday.
What a beautiful poncho.
These are so warm, unbelievable.
The Cotopaxi volcano is waiting for us.
But it turns out that the engine was in no mood to drive up a volcano. Just listen to this. Yep, our engine stalled.
There's some serious rough idling. Stalled.
Yep, it stalled twice, which is not good, especially when you're supposed to drive it up a volcano.
When we started the van was really rough idling, and 2 times he just stopped, and then the 3rd time he just kept running and was okay. There was a lot of smoke. I just checked iOverlander, which is an application we use that other people who are traveling with their van use as well. And there were some good recommendations from mechanics here, which is a little bit rare in this part of the world because mechanics can be a little bit... So we're gonna have it checked out.
The garage we went to immediately had a look at the van and they said they wanted to run some tests with it. They thought maybe our diesel glow plugs were worn out. Glow plugs are supposed to help the car warm up when you cold start it. And as it happens...
Spare glow plugs. Come on, please be it. Let this be the problem.
Unfortunately, our glow plugs were kind of stuck in the engine, so the guys had to be really careful and really slow removing them in order not to break one because that would require opening up our whole engine. This might not have been the adventure we were looking for, but we got to see a new side of Ecuador, the hospitality and willingness to help out. The owner cleared a desk area for us in the showroom so we could work on our laptops while they worked on the car in the shop.
The people here are so nice. They gave us a little desk. They even brought us food.
For 2 days straight, we spent the daytime working on our laptops while they worked on our van. And we spent the nighttime sleeping inside the van, inside the shop after everyone had gone home. And then, at long last...
It's glowing red.
These are the plugs?
Those are the plugs.
Alright, I think these guys are legends. They opened up half the engine bay to search for what the problem was. They took out all the glow plugs, which is a really difficult job. It's really easy to damage them and then you're in deep trouble, but they managed to get everything out and then they tested them and it seems like 2 are faulty, which seems to be causing our problems. It's not 100% guaranteed, but like 90% chance that was the full problem.
So we're also gonna ask them to change our air filter and our fuel filter and do an oil change.
Everything in one go.
Cotopaxi, here we come.
We also noticed we had 1 flat tire, so while we were at it, we had that swapped as well.
Alright, let's see how this goes. It's already a lot better and a lot less smoke, and it's really cold today.
The guys from the garage said that some rough idling and smoke is normal this far up in the mountains, so...
It's already a lot less, so be happy with this progress.
By the time the sun was about to set, we had reached the base of the Cotopaxi volcano without any new car trouble. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna go up there, up the Cotopaxi volcano, in the van. It's gonna be epic. Hopefully.
I could have sworn there was a volcano last night somewhere over there. Kim, where's the volcano?
A little bit of smoke.
Alright, we've entered the park. We booked a horse riding tour to go around the volcano and hopefully we can see the volcano. At the moment it's... I don't know where it is.
I think it's over there, but I'm not even sure.
I don't even know which side it is on.
So to get to the lodge where we're doing the horseback riding, we have to climb like 500 meters higher until almost 4,000 meters of altitude. You can tell that the car is struggling a little bit because there's not as much oxygen here, which is normal, but still a little bit weird. I mean, a little bit scary. We've never had that before.
Come on, Vinny! Or as I like to call him now, Snoop Dogg.
For the smoking.
He smokes all the time. Oh, look at that!
Oh my god!
Wow.
There he is! We were looking at the wrong side! Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at that giant volcano!
Wow, didn't even get to see it! Wow!
I was looking that side! Coolest picture of Vinny we've ever taken! We actually haven't been on a horse in years since we were in Mongolia. And those horses were really stubborn, so it wasn't the best first experience because that was also the first time I was ever on a horse properly.
Keep going first.
I can already tell you there were no helmets involved in Mongolia.
As soon as we saw our horses, Naik immediately fell in love with his horse Caramello. I'll be honest, I don't remember the name of my horse, but we'll just call him He Who Does Not Listen. Anyway, our guide is taking us deeper into the national park on a 2-hour tour around the volcano.
This is incredible. This is one of the coolest things you've ever done. At 4,000 meters altitude in these plains. It's a little bit cold, which you didn't expect here in Ecuador.
I love this. Wow.
Initially, we just wanted to come here and do this to see the Cotopaxi volcano. But now that we were here, we couldn't believe how stunning, vast, and just wild this part of Ecuador is. We rode past canyons, enormous plains surrounded by mountains, and occasionally caught a glimpse of Cotopaxi behind the clouds. Cotopaxi is an active stratovolcano with a history of significant eruptions. The most recent major eruption was in August 2015, but it's erupted more than 50 times since the mid-18th century.
Me gusta, sí.
Hablan muy bien español.
Gracias, gracias. ¿Ese paisaje es del volcán? ¿De una erupción o algo como eso?
¿Hasta de aquí?
Sí.
Sí, es como
Ah, sí.
las erupciones.
Qué bueno, gracias.
Muchas gracias. Okay, we're back in Snoop Dogg.
We're trying to drive up the volcano now. This route's supposed to be only for 4-wheel drive vehicles, especially when it's like raining, which is the case now. But we just want to drive up a bit and see if we can get some views and see how far we can get up. We've already made it to 4,100 meter, and we're only like 2.5 kilometers out from like the really steep bit. So let's see.
The thing is, this might seem like a totally stupid idea, and it is. This van was built to cruise asphalted highways in Europe, not high-altitude active volcanoes in Ecuador. But we're gonna encounter altitudes higher than this over the coming months in Peru and Chile as we make our way down to Argentina. And we want to put Snoop Dogg to the test and see how he manages.
Alright, 4,200 meters.
We've had so many problems with our van since we started driving it from Alaska to Argentina. At one point, every month brought a new breakdown, even if we were on normal roads. So if we could pull this off.
Feels like we're on the edge of the world or something here. I think maybe we should start heading back now because it's getting steeper, gravelier.
If we can make it 1 more kilometer, we've made it to the parking lot.
Like, I don't want to try. It's getting really steep.
It's like less than a kilometer now. They said we couldn't do it with our car. We said we couldn't do it without 4-wheel drive, especially in a heavy vehicle. But look where we are. 4,600 meters. That's not a dog.
That's a fox or a coyote or
It's a
something?
coyote, I think.
I don't know. That's unbelievable. I can't believe we made it up here.
From up here, you can hike further up to the snow line at 5,000 meters or 16,400 feet of altitude. But we don't want to push our luck and have to cold start the van in an hour or two. We're more than happy with this view.
This is actual insanity. 4,600 meters. Look at that. Dizzy. Very dizzy. Whew. Maybe we should go down. That was really cool.
It's only 3 degrees out here.
A warmy farewell to the Cotopaxi volcano.
I think we didn't really have any high expectations of Ecuador because it's not that famous except for maybe Galapagos. But so far this really far exceeded our expectations.
Unbelievable, this country. Our next big stop is going to be Cuenca, which is a beautiful town about 6 or 7 hours driving from now. We're gonna try to break it up with a few nice stops in between. And I also really want to see an Ecuadorian alpaca. It's like the most famous animal in Ecuador. So I think we're gonna try and find one out in the wild. So we just drove back down to Volcano, thought I would get us a little hot drink. I'm actually not drinking coffee anymore, but I have something better to energize me. This is coca tea. And coca tea is something that people here, locals, drink a lot at high altitude. And these leaves in here are actually the same leaves that they make cocaine from, just in much higher quantities. But coca tea, it energizes you, so I'm going to be pumped up for the rest of this day. Locals who live at higher altitude actually sometimes just chew these leaves, just like in their cheek without putting it in tea or something. Chew it like all day long to give them a little energy boost and something to combat the altitude. It's not super tasty, but has other benefits.
Our first pit stop was gonna be for a good cause.
I got them some steak-like things, organ meat, because that's really healthy. Other stuff, all big chunks that they can run off with if they want to. Yeah, you know what's up, don't you? Almost. Work on your catching skills. Good snack, huh?
This road to the city of Quilotoa is known as Dog Highway. There are hundreds of dogs that have been abandoned in this area by their families. They now rely on the kindness of random strangers driving by and providing food.
Oh wow, you've got some skill, boy!
We learned about this place on iOverlander, so we figured we'd spread some snacks and kindness to the doggies of the Doggo Highway.
I don't like it when they follow the car because it means they're still hungry or they want a home. And like, we can't adopt a dog. This is not dog-sized. Oh, there's one more.
There's literally dozens of dogs next to this highway. It's a little sad that they're here. But also, it's heartwarming to know that other travelers on iOverlander and Ecuadorians as well take care of them a little bit.
It's not for you, it's for the dogs. Here you go. Oh, tasty, isn't it? Yeah. This is the last dog. We're gonna fatten this one up.
Well, it makes me happy to see that most of the dogs look really healthy. They were chasing behind the van uphill. Probably have their own doggo family.
As we continued our drive to Cuenca, next to the highway we kept seeing all of these shops that all had the same sign outside, all selling the exact same thing.
You just had to try this.
It's good, it's really good. Filling in some kind of red fruit mix.
The green stuff is kiwi, pinkish thing is berries or something. While I was in that shop, I also saw something else, which is a very local kind of bun. I asked someone else who was at the store, a local who was buying this, hey, would you happen to know what this is? And the man had just bought like a fresh piece and he offered me half. He wanted to give me a piece of his bread. I love that. People here in Ecuador, oh my goodness, it's very dry. When that man offered me a part of his bun, of the bun I just showed you, all I could think of was how often people tell us, isn't South America super dangerous? Every country has bad people, and every country in Latin America definitely has its fair share of bad people. But it's almost as if people expect everyone who lives in South America to somehow be out to get you, or to be mean, or to be out to steal your stuff, or whereas every single person we have met so far here and in Colombia, and I'm betting it will be the same thing in Peru and Argentina and in Chile, has just been incredible. I would never offer a foreigner in a Belgian shop half of my croissant. If you touch my croissant, it's not looking good for you.
So as we drive towards Cuenca, let me try to capture for you what a road trip in Ecuador is like. To our left, there's a snow-capped volcano as we're casually at a red light. On an average day, there's lots of opportunities for wildlife watching, though sometimes it seems like the real spectacle is people loading impossible amounts of cargo onto tiny vehicles. You'll pass more toll booths than you can count. But hey, this is Ecuador, so it's only $1 each time.
Permíteme sus documentos habilitantes.
El pasaporte.
Ah, sí.
Desde la USA, ¿dónde es usted?
De Bélgica.
Bélgica.
Sí.
Gracias.
Today, we ambitiously decided to drive past sunset to sleep at a lower altitude. And of course, that is exactly the day when a dense fog sets in at night, which made it even harder to spot the oncoming traffic up in the mountains.
This is a local roadblock, an unofficial roadblock, just a guy who is trying to make some extra income by asking for $1. Everyone pays it, so we pay it. So this gas station is kindly allowing us to park right in this spot here in the back. Look what we have here. For extra safety.
The next day, we drove the final hour to get to the city of Cuenca. And what a beautiful part of the world this is.
Oh my god! So these are not wild alpacas because their owner is actually sitting right over there. But these are the first Ecuadorian alpacas we've encountered. Unbelievable! Just look at them grazing.
The owner told us moments later that those were actually llamas. So the search continues. Anyway, welcome to Cuenca, guys. I read online that if you ask the locals who live in Cuenca about their city, they'll tell you it's cleaner, more laid back, and has better food and weather than the capital of Quito. Tomorrow, we're going out into the mountains into a nearby national park to hopefully see some alpacas, but today we want to see if Cuenca lives up to the hype. It's one of the oldest cities in all of the Americas, and its history goes back as far as 500 AD. We found a park up for our van.
This is a small parking right in the middle of the city.
And dropped our laundry off at a local shop before heading into town.
These trams are more modern than we have at home in Belgium.
Chocolate's my one weakness. Pretty chocolate, an even bigger weakness.
Lady.
Oh wow, what a gentleman!
Now we're going to a local market to try one of the most popular foods in Ecuador.
So we came to one of the markets because there's a really good food stall here. This is suckling pig, which is essentially this entire pig that they slowly roast over the course of a couple hours. But we came to Doña Elcita, which is the most famous place, the best place to have suckling pig in all of Ecuador, it seems. They put roasted potatoes on there, then the suckling pig, a little bit of chicharrón, which is the crispified skin of the pig, and then they scoop some suckling pig on there and a little bit of sauce as well. This is one of the most typical dishes in all of Ecuador because as we were driving, sometimes we would come past this shop that would just have like a whole pig, not yet prepared, but like a whole pig hanging from the outside of the shop. Oh my god. It's not good, mate. It's so succulent and so flavorful, you can kind of tell a little bit as well. It looks super tender and it just is.
Cuenca is famous for its hat-making tradition, particularly the iconic Panama hat. Despite the name, these finely woven straw hats originated here in Ecuador. There's even a hat museum in Cuenca where you can see how they make the hats by hand.
How much is this one?
175.
Put the hat down, Nate. Put it down.
Fortunately, the hats you can buy in the streets are much better value for money.
Alright, this is my old $5 made in China hat that I bought. I don't even know where I bought it. And this is my beautiful traditional Ecuadorian handmade hat.
For how much?
$25. You can really tell the difference between these two. So I was looking around on Google Maps to find a place to eat, which we usually do. And we usually go for like very local food because that's what we love. But then I spotted this restaurant right there, which is a Belgian restaurant. You guys know we are from Belgium. And it's been over a year since we've been in Belgium. We didn't have any Belgian food, any Belgian beers. Oh, I love this. They've got all like the very traditional Belgian dishes that I really love.
How many reviews does this place have and what is the rating?
I think it's like 1,500 reviews and a rating of 4.6, so expectations are high.
Apparently, it's not just European soccer right now, it is also the, what was it again? Copa America, which is a South American soccer cup. And they're broadcasting the game here, and you can hear people are sitting here just having a beer, and like Ecuador just scored a goal, they're playing, so everyone is in a good mood.
Next we got the meat croquettes called bitterbal, typical Belgian, also Dutch, but very meaty, good. Belgian beer, Belgian fries, good. Woo, go Ecuador! This is Belgian beef stew. This is beef stewed in dark Belgian beer for hours. It's so good after more than a year of not having this.
After a solid dose of all things Belgian, the next morning we set off in search of a quintessential Ecuadorian experience that we'd missed out on so far.
Today is a day we are going alpaca hunting.
I think it's a national park. You're not supposed to hunt anything there.
I heard they're pretty smart and pretty fast. I don't think I could take them. There's a national park about 45 minutes outside of Cuenca, which is called Cajas National Park. It's supposed to have this super unique landscape. And, if you're lucky, a bunch of alpacas, because this is Ecuador. Where are all the alpacas? If we don't see them here, we can still see them in Peru, but still, I want to see it now.
Cajas National Park is renowned for its dramatic, moody landscapes, dotted with mountains, lots of tall grassy plants, and hundreds of chilly lakes. Driving around the park, even with no alpacas inside yet, was just stunning.
That's a good sign.
Look at this beautiful lagoon here.
Incredible.
Cajas National Park has more than, what was it, 600 or 700 lagoons and lakes and ponds?
I think it's 786.
Kim, there are the alpacas!
Oh my god! Don't go slow, go slow! Oh my god! Oh my god, they're so cool! Oh, there's more on this side!
It's like 15 or 20. Are these alpacas or llamas?
These are alpacas. Are they?
It says here alpacas are smaller, around 90 centimeters high at the shoulder, and llamas are about 120 centimeters at the shoulder.
You have some measuring tape for me to go on. Well, I mean, but they're
Wild, they're wild alpacas or llamas. How cool is this? Hey guys, are you an alpaca or a llama? Hey, psst. Alpaca!
I don't even care if these are alpacas or llamas. They're adorable and they're wild, just roaming around in this beautiful national park. And I'm sure we'll see lots more of both those species when we get to Peru in a couple days. But wow, cacas.
A few hours later, continuing our way south, we rescued a small chicken that was in the middle of the road. It wasn't moving and it didn't look very good, so we gave it some water and dropped it off in a safe spot. But Ecuador had some other wildlife in store for us a few hours later.
Can't believe this. We just spotted a sloth trying to cross the road.
That's a sloth. Unfreaking believable. I had no idea they were even here. You cannot touch them. They have lots of like bacteria and stuff. Come on, little guy.
Just gonna wait until he moves across the road.
This is unbelievable.
A few months ago in Costa Rica, we saw sloths, but never this close up and never this fast. They're notoriously slow, but this little guy is really going for it.
This is one of the most unbelievable things I have ever seen.
So cool. It's the closest we've ever been to a sloth.
Look at him hauling ass. You can do it, little buddy.
You can do it! Yeah! There you are!
Okay, he's safe. You can go now. That was so cool. Unreal.
So we're not gonna go to the Galapagos Islands on this trip because it's really expensive. You have to fly out there, book excursions. It would easily cost us $3,000 to $4,000. And we have lots of cool expeditions like the Amazon jungle coming up in the next few weeks. We're saving the Galapagos for some time in the future, which meant that our next stop was the border with Peru. And Peru is what we'll show you in our next video.
Oh man, this looks good.
goodness.
It's multiple layers even. Look at these views. This is just spectacular.
This reminds me of the Rockies in Canada, only in South America. And cheaper. The first video of our Peru series is coming in just a few days, so we'll see you in Peru.